Hello everybody, it's Avalon again, and I am a practicing eclectic pagan witch. I've been practicing for 25 years. So today I want to talk to you about addiction and being a witch. I was diagnosed with ovarian cancer in 2001, and I was 35, or 34, one of those. And yeah, it was a bad situation, and I had chemo. My hair fell out. And I also was having a big change. I woke up one morning and I was pagan. I was raised in Christianity, which never did anything for me. It made me miserable. And I woke up one day and I was pagan. I don't know how it happened. I can go into that story at some other time. But this video is gonna be about addiction. So at that same exact time, I was going through all this stuff. Like, I became a pagan. I had cancer. I was going through chemo. And I also was put on pain meds. Wah, wah, wah. That's where everybody normally goes wrong. So many people's stories start from an injury or a condition, a disease. And they were put on pain meds, and it got away from them. I didn't know a thing about pain meds. Like, I'm an 80s girl. I grew up in the 70s and 80s, and I, of course, did things, partied like other people. That was a big part of the 80s. It's just what you did. And, but it never got me like an addict. Once I got married, I had kids, all that went out the window. So I never learned about pain meds. I never learned about the dangers of it. And when I was put on those pain meds, I was not told, counseled, warned about any of it. And that, if you don't know the danger of something, it's not like today, opioid epidemic, and everybody knows all about it. 2001, it wasn't talked about like that. So I started taking pain meds. I had chemo and 2 surgeries. Pain meds kept coming. My cancer was in remission, but my pain med addiction started growing. And over the years, my pagan religion was trying to grow. And I was going out into nature. I felt the calling. I felt the change in my being. And I knew that's where I wanted to go. I knew that's where I wanted to be. But having opiates in your system. Now, opiates didn't nod me out like they do a lot of people. They gave me energy. They made me feel good. They made me feel energetic, and like none of my childhood trauma mattered. None of my abusive marriage mattered. Nothing, none of my cancer mattered. I was just happy. I was just euphoric. And I would go out into the forest in that state of being. And I was getting all kind of good feels from it. And I'm thinking, wow, this is wonderful and great. When I tell you that it got bad, I started not going to the forest anymore. I still had the desire to be a pagan. I still wanted to be a pagan. I still wanted to study. I still wanted to do everything. But my addiction grew over from 2001 all the way through to 2000, I'm going to say 10, before it really went into the dirt. I graduated from pain meds to heroin. I swore I would never shoot heroin. Guess what? That went out the window. I started shooting it. I started smoking crack. I did bath salts. I mean, I slid down into the pits of hell. Did things I thought I'd never do for my addiction. And it was, I sold all my possessions. The only reason I wasn't homeless is because I had a friend who enabled me. Gave me a place to stay, let me keep my apartment. I didn't have to pay rent. She paid all the bills. She was a great enabler. She's a great person. And I manipulated and just turned into this person I never thought I would ever be. So in 2013, I decided, after my best friend and drug partner and girlfriend decided to go to rehab. She went to rehab. She got better. She came back. And here I am, still in the pit. And I saw her and I thought, she's making me look very bad. It was like she reflected me back to me, because I saw how much she had changed. And now I can see me for kind of what I am and who I am. And I decided I was done with using. And I went into full-blown heroin withdrawal. After 3 days, I went to the hospital. Then I went to a rehab where I still couldn't even get out of bed. I lost 10 pounds in 12 days. And I finally got better after 12 days. Almost 2 weeks of full straight opiate withdrawal. It was hell. Now, I mean, it's not just little sweats and, chills and your nose runs. No. We're talking about kicking the legs. We're talking about crapping yourself. We're talking about puking yourself. We're talking about shaking. We're talking about sweating. We're talking about being cold but sweating. Flipping in the bed or just flipping over and kicking your legs. And it was terrible. I didn't know anything about kratom, and Suboxone was not offered to me. I wish I'd have known about kratom. That would have made it a lot easier, but we won't get into that right now. So I went to rehab and then went to a halfway house. And I had gone back to the house to get my statues, to get all my pagan stuff. And in my room at the halfway house, I had my altar set up. And that is when I really grew as a pagan, during that hard time. Through pagan music, through ritual, through just trying to connect to reality, to the reality of the gods and goddesses, what my pagan path meant, what my witchy practice meant. I really learned a lot during that time. After 6 months, I got kicked out because I threatened a girl. I'm not gonna tell you what I said, but I did. I threatened her. I didn't like her. So they threw me out. So here I am back in my hometown 2 weeks later at the Strawberry Festival. June 20th, I relapsed. My drug dealer was standing at the end of my street at the Strawberry Fest. Before I knew it, I was asking her for a bag. Just one bag. I was only going to do one bag. Just one bag for old time's sake. Yeah, it didn't work out that way. I ended up getting 6 bags that day. So screwed up. Oh my gosh. Well, I OD'd 3 times in 5 months. Went back to rehab. Went back to that same halfway house for another year. And I've been clean and sober since. My pagan path just has grown by leaps and bounds. I know I've been a pagan and a witch for 25 years. But I really got serious when I knew that I could experience nature and experience this path clear-headed. And I still get the goosebumps. And I still get the good feels from being out in nature when I don't have to have opiates on board to do it. Yeah. One of my counselors in the halfway house told me one time, he goes, "Oh, you're a pagan. Doesn't look like it's done much for you." That hit me like a ton of bricks, people. He was right. I didn't use my pagan path to change my life. I didn't. I couldn't manage addiction and growing my faith and growing my path. One of them had to go. And I wasn't about to give up the path that gives me so much joy and peace. But I had to get clean to do it. So I am Avalon, and I am an addict. And I know there's a lot of you out there who can identify with my story, and you may still be in addiction. You may still be using. But don't let that tell you that your pagan path doesn't mean anything. That's not my point. My point is you can't grow your path truly and for real if you are in active addiction. You just can't. Brightest blessings, and God is blessed.